Hello, is my microphone working? Ooh, according to that it is. Hello? Yeah. Hello? Okay. Well, hello! Ninian, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? What's new? What the heck am I doing? I'm early, so I'm just kind of hanging out. Did I just hang up? I think I might have just hung up on her. Oh my, what have I done? Can you hear me? Are we good? I accidentally closed my copy of the stream. I hope I'm still live. Oh my, what a dork face. Oh, excellent. Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Did you hear me say, I wonder if I just hung up on her? I thought I just hung up on you. I actually wanted to go over to a different page and click on Facebook and let people know that I'm here today because I missed last week and I haven't learned how to schedule stuff properly. Nope, that's not right. Oh, let's see here. Anywho, I'm live, but I am 15 minutes early and I am here early to make sure that I get things right because I missed last week and I still haven't learned how to properly schedule things. So I thought I'd make sure that I have it right. Oh, that is all the notification people are getting. Let's send that to my How Do You Do group and to the Misadventures group and nobody else. Because I don't want to sit and do this. Because sharing is boring. Why? Oh. I have one live viewer. I bet it's Ninian. Oh, what the heck am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to make sure my microphone is working, but the test thingy doesn't seem to be working. I'll just do this. Oh, yeah, my microphone is definitely working. Thank you. I'm glad you let me know. I am glad to hear you're out walking and you can't type back, but when you're done walking, let me know if you have fabulous weather for your walk. I went out for a very short walk a little bit ago, and it's just fabulous this evening. It's been stupidly too hot. I don't know why I have to add the word stupid, but that's how I feel about weather when it's too hot. So there. Yeah. Today was nice after the heat went down a little bit. We can get rid of that today. We are not doing the sale today. And I can back the camera out. Whoa. Or, pull it right out of its holder. I think I just have to move the whole thing away from me a little bit. There we go. All right, the whole sheet fits in the screen. That's awesome. Well, hello, Darcy. I was just explaining how I am here early so that I can try to get things set up properly because it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Brr. I am chilly. There, I have a sweater on. I have two 12 by 12 masterboards for tonight's doodle session. We shall see what happens. I think I'm going to start with this one, because I kind of have an idea about how I will approach this one more than the other one. Hey Darcy, do you want to see my my Darcy style? Oh, I made a Darcy. I didn't film it. I really need to start filming, but I made a Darcy masterboard roll. Look. Oh. It's not as big as yours because it's not taller than me. And I doubt it's taller than you. But there's the one side and there's the other side. Lots of different tests of tea-dyed papers. And I do my testing of tea dyeing on super thin paper, the thinnest copy paper. So that's perfect for making into masterboards. So I chopped it all up and pulled out my scrap bin. And I copied you. And who else did it? Who did you see this from? Whoever we're copying, I really like this. This is actually kind of cool. I might have to do this some more because now I'm thinking I want a way to make a lot of journals very quickly. And I want them to be junk journals, right? So I wonder if I have a bunch of these, can I just pull one out, use it to make a page or 2 or 3 for each signature or whatever, right? And then use other pieces of it for ephemera inside the journal, but then have like a piece or a section or a something for journals. And then when I put the signatures all together, I have this thing that will, I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like an automatic easy peasy lemon squeezy. I don't know. That's my thinking anyway. Tonight, I'm going to doodle all over this masterboard since it's masterboard month. And I must admit that I like masterboards a little too much because I am making a lot of them. I made this one and 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 the roll that I showed you, plus a few over here, plus whatever, wherever, I don't know where it is, but the one that I used for the video last time. And, oh, hang on. No, that's not right. Oh, here it is. And some that I've already cut up. Oh, those are the ones that I made in my video. And a practice one that I did in my video. And another one that I cut up last night, but I can't seem to find at this particular moment. What did I do with it? Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. Huh. Well, more that I seem to have misplaced. I never thought of doing it to get papers because I always make them way too heavy for papers. But there's no reason I have to. And I don't really like the super heavy papers in a signature. I don't know why, but that's just one of my hang-up thingies, right? But as the outside page or the center page of a signature, I like it. So I'm hoping to branch out. Ow! Ow! Hello, people! It's still a little early. We're still about 3.5 minutes early. So we're just hanging out right now. But we're going to start doodling soon. Say hi if you're here. Please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already. You know, all that good stuff that I'm supposed to say all the time and never remember to. Oh, yep. I need a ruler for today's doodle. In fact, I might need 2 rulers, but I don't see. Huh. I wonder what I did with my little rulers. I didn't hang them back up yet. There's one. That's all I need is 1. 1, 1, 1. Well, hello, Kim. How are you this evening, Kim? And thanks for stopping in. I'm sorry to hear you'll be leaving. No. I didn't do last week spur of the moment. I was going to do it, but I actually kind of fell ill, sort of, and I fell asleep. I intended to do it. Hello, Leslie. All the doodlers. Yeah, I didn't mean to fall asleep, but I did. And then I slept literally for days. I did make it to my commitment on Thursday night. I was on Di's channel, The Messy Palette, Diane. And I had committed to being on her channel, and I had no idea what I was going to do. And my How Do You Do group is doing master boards. So I just took that. We did master boards. And today we're going to doodle on this one. Hello, Carmen. How are you? All right, we are less than a minute away from doodle time. Pull out your pens and pencils, pull out your master boards. If you don't have a master board, you can do what I'm going to do on any piece of paper and get in some good practice. Oh, hey, that axolotl was cute, wasn't he? So there was a request. It's not nearly as cute, but there was a request for a King Kong and a Godzilla. And on Tuesday's sale, like we're doing a sale every first and third Tuesday of the month, right? So it'll be next Tuesday. And on that sale, I'm going to show everybody the requested Godzilla and King Kong. They are certainly not as cute as an axolotl, but gosh, did they turn out neat. I just loved it. Oh, thank you, Darcy. That's awesome. I reached 500 subs on Diane's show. It was so fun. I was so excited. I couldn't stand it. Carmen, I'm glad you love doodling. You should come every Wednesday then. Okay, well, not every Wednesday, because for a little while in the summer, I will be doing mixed media stuff, taking a break from the doodling. But we're going to doodle, and then we're going to do some mixed media, and then we will go back to doodling. I know, 500. I did it. I did it. Well, actually, the audience did it. It was Darcy here and a few other folks that were in chat, and they like pulled together to help me get over that 500 mark. It was just so fun. Just so fun. I did not, however. We made a joke about learning how to live with dentures and about being a whiskey drinking old lady, not me, but someone else. And I thought, and I said, maybe this is an excuse for me to drink whiskey all weekend and accidentally spit my teeth across a room. I did neither of those things because I was actually quite sick all weekend. And I don't remember much of the weekend. It would have been more fun to not remember it because of a hangover, but no, that's not what happened. Okay, I'm ready to get started. We are ready to go. So here's what I'm doing today. So I'm going to use a ruler. You can also use something with a straight edge if you want to copy what I'm doing, or do it a little more freehand, which mine will end up being sort of freehand. Let me just get started and show you. I'm going to do a border today, and I'm going to do it all the way around my page. And then for me, because I'm doing this whole 12 by 12 sheet, I'm also going to do borders around all these little sections on my sheet. If you are not doing something as big as a 12 by 12 and you don't have a picture that you're going to be doodling over like I do, and most of you probably don't, then you could break your page up into as many sections as you want to. You could leave it one big giant page and only put a border around whatever. You could be doing our normal squares and just put a border around your square, right? Or you could pick a new size. This is my postcard size, and you could do it around this and break this up into pieces or not. So what I'm going to do is first, wait, I have to work this way because I'm right-handed, I guess. I'm going to take my ruler and just do a ruler's width line with pencil all the way around and all the way across. Remember that when I do my lines with pencil, I'm doing it darker than I need to so that anybody watching can see. You should do your lines. If you're following along, you should do your lines however dark you need them to be in order to see them, but light enough so they are easy to erase. So here's what I'm doing. And it's actually the border is the new thing we're learning. The flower that I intend to put in here is one that we have already done. And I'll tell you why when we get that far. So this is my first step, and I did get 2 different size rulers because I'm going to try something, and I don't know how this is going to work. But when I was introducing this, I said I want to do borders on the insides of this stuff too. So I got this ruler that is thinner for the insides, and I'm not really sure how I'm going to do this. So I'm just going to make some lines, and some might end up being used and some might not ever even get used. Poor orphans. But I am going to, I'm going to break this up following the lines of the rectangles on my master board. If you are doing this on a not a master board, then break yours up however you wish. Or not. So yeah, I'm really just following every line, as I'm sure you can see. And I don't know what I'll end up with. I don't know. This is a mystery. Well, that was silly. I don't know why I'm doing that side. I want to do this side. But then that's really narrow. Like if I break that up again, look at that. I just have this little, it's all border. This whole piece is border. Maybe that's okay. I don't know. I think I'll follow this centered line and this outside line and then make another line over here. Wow, I have no idea what I just did. If you followed along with that, you are amazing. I guess I'm going to go down this center line as well. That's actually what I should have done all along. I should have just followed the pieces. Now I know, now I understand why. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute, but we might as well just get started. So once your palette or your page, you know, whatever you're drawing on, is bordered and broken up, if you wish to do the broken up part, we're going to start a border, and I'm going to start mine around the outside of this. And I want to use my biggest brown marker. I'm kind of debating using one of the kid ones. Here, one of the Crayola markers. Over here. Okay. But I want brown, and I don't see a brown one. I just see this weird kind of gold color. I probably stole the brown one. It's probably in some other container. Uh-oh, I just felt my head hit the camera. Yep, sure enough. I look up and it's all wonky. All right, let's see what color this is. I don't know. So I'm off to the side just checking it out. It is really quite orange and it's quite mangled. I'm not sure what I did to it, but it's got no point on it anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and use the fattest liner I have, which is my 1.0. Okay, so I'm going to follow the outside line, but not all the way to the edges, right? So I'm just going to follow from where the intersection is, and I'm actually going to put a dot there on each intersection. And then I'm going to connect them. Only this time I'm not going to use my ruler. So if my line goes a little wonky at this point, I don't care. It's perfectly fine if it goes wonky. That's all I want to do. Just join up these lines right now. If you're following along, this is also what you should do. Just join up the lines on the outside border. Whoops. Well, that'll ensure you go wonky. I just stopped looking at the paper. I'm not sure what I was thinking there. I just quit looking altogether. Here's why it doesn't matter, though. Look, there's a spot where I went wonky, stopped looking at what I was doing, and it got a little fat. But we're going to make some parts fat on purpose. So now that I have my dots and my baselines, I'm going to take the same marker and I'm going to draw some little bumps in the road. Let's get closer. I'm going to draw bumps in the road. So there's one, and then maybe I want to do one like so, and maybe I want to do a roundy one on the other side, and then like this, and then like that, and then maybe a bigger one like so. I don't think I wanted to make it that big, but honestly, it doesn't matter. And we're going to color these in, just like that. Do this all the way around your border. So if you wonkied it up like I did, take advantage of that as part of the design. And oops, I don't recommend making them this big. That was an accident. I don't know how it's going to turn out, so I can't guarantee anything. If you made yours bigger than you think you want it, don't worry about it. We're going to find out what happens. But just little bumps like this are really what you're looking for. Make some curvy, make some steeper, make some inside and some outside. Like so. And make sure you don't get too fussy. I'm going pretty fast, and I'm doing that on purpose because I know me. I get too fussy and I overthink things. So I'm going super quick. Well, at least for me. I forgot to do some tiny ones. So I did a much smaller little bump thing. Now I'll do one that counters my mistake, and then I'll accentuate my mistake. So there's two that kind of run together. Ooh, now we're getting daring. Little tiny one there. A little bit bigger one there. A little bit squarer one there. And that's it. We're all the way around. Now we're going to do another thing all the way around, but I'm going to switch. And I'm going to do green because I love green. You can keep brown. You could be doing this in black. You could be doing this in pencil. You could be doing this in your favorite color. I'm making this end up looking like something viney or branchy, so I always go with browns and greens and what have you. The next thing I want to do is do some dots, so literal circles, like so, on the inside and outside of the line, and in no particular fashion and in no particular order. I also want to do some swirly bits. So, but not very long swirly bits. I'm going to just come off the line a little bit and do a teardrop at the end of the line. Oh, shoot. And there's glue right there. Wouldn't you know? It won't draw. I'll try down here. There we go. That's better. Like that. Just little leafy bits or viney bits or whatever. Some tiny ones, maybe some longer ones, more dramatic ones. Okay, so dots inside and out. Just connected to or just off of the original line. I am spacing mine. Oh my gosh, I bet I could measure this and it would be within a certain limitation. I'm spacing mine entirely too evenly. See if you can be more organic than me. And then remember to take the jump off the line and make a teardrop at the end. Like so. Every now and then. And again, I am being way too even Steven. I will, oh shoot. I was going to say, I will break my own mold and then whatever. So I put two on the outside. Oh, what will happen to my brain? I like this. I don't know if you can see that because it's pretty small, but I did make a little bit of extra green weight at the base of this one. So just a little bit of a triangle where it joins the brown line. Like so. And I think I like that little extra weight on the line. I think I might do that all the way around. All right, more dots. More dots. More dots. Come on, do some close together, lady. You can do it. Do some farther apart, lady. And then some viney swoops. So far, all my swoops go in the same direction. You do not have to copy that. You can make yours however you like. Whoops. Oh my, what have I done there? Apparently this is a double one, because I accidentally made a double one. I must have run into glue again because it's not writing properly. I noticed I'm making all of mine curve back toward the original line too. Another thing that is completely unnecessary. Let's make one weird one up here and make it curl away from the line instead. It's fitting that it's up where I made the double junction as well. Let's do another funny little bit up here, and I will make a cluster of 3 dots instead of just 1 dot. So that's the weirdos corner. And just to make it even more, oh, nope. I was going to say I'll do it away from the line again, but I did it toward the line while I was thinking about doing it away. Whatever. Okay, so I'll do one away from the line right here. And I'll do it really tiny because I don't want it wrecking this beautiful pink flower. Right there is a beautiful flower. Don't forget your dots. And I'm almost all the way around. Almost, man. Almost. One more. Nope, 2 more. Whoops. I need 1 more on the inside. And then let's do... I mean, it's hard to see green on green. I don't know what I was thinking right there, but it's there. And I went way too far away from my baseline too. I wanted to stay pretty close. Okay, so there we go. I've made some hills all over my baseline. I've made some dots and some viney bits all over my baseline. And now I'm going to go ahead and take my brown marker again, only this time, this part doesn't matter, okay? So don't stress. If you don't have these sets of liner pens, don't stress it. Just for people who do have it, I want you to know that I've switched from the 1.0 to the 0.5. So this is the middle of the road size. And now I'm going to go, remember when we talked about auras? That's really a Zentangle term, but it's appropriate for any doodling. Where you follow your previous line closely. So that's what I'm going to do now, and I'm going to do it on both sides of this outside border. I'm going to, with this little bit finer marker, I'm going to take my pen and follow on the outside fairly close to my original line. And then when I get to where a circle is, I'm just going to follow that too. And when I get to a hill, follow that and the circle. I'm going to go pretty fast here because I don't want you guys waiting for me all day. But you guys should go as slow as you need to make sure that your line is as close as you want it to be. So then I'm going to, each one of these fun stems, I'm going to follow those just the same as everything else. You know what I'm doing that I hope you're not doing it, but I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing. I am holding my breath. Don't get so tense that you stop breathing. It's good to keep breathing. Okay, so the reason I chose this border is because I think it goes really well with the kind of botany theme that we've always done, because I thought it kind of looked like a log of a tree or some such thing when it was done. And I liked that kind of thing. So I chose this, and then I chose to do it on the inside of this too, because if you're not a person who is familiar with masterboards, this board is going to end up getting cut up into pieces. When I cut it up, I would like a little bit of the doodle situation to be on all the various pieces. So that is why it's going all the way around, but it's inset. And that is why I'm also breaking up the inside of the masterboard. If you are breaking up your doodle palette, your doodle frame, your doodle page, if you're breaking it up like I am into smaller pieces as well, this will be good practice for when we come back in the fall and return to doodling. Because I think we're going to do some patchwork business. Those patchwork flowers that Darcy introduced us to, and I stole from Darcy, give me some ideas for doing some patchwork stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to do my inside line. Doing the line all the way around actually went faster than I thought it would. I mean, I did say I was going quickly, but it's still, I mean, I didn't run into I didn't have collisions, really. At least not yet. I almost did right there. That's pretty close. What I don't really know, at least not yet, is what am I going to do with these inside lines and how am I going to make them join up with the original line? I haven't practiced this ahead of time because I only just decided to do this like minutes before I went live. In fact, I was talking to Leslie on the phone just minutes before that, and she said, "Are you ready? What are we going to doodle today?" And I said, I knew it was going to be on masterboards though, because I already had those out. And it's Masterboard month, so why not? Oh, I'm almost done. I'm almost done, and I'm going to give my hand a break in just a second here and take a look and see if anybody's chatting. Usually not. Usually you guys are at hard work doodling, but my hand is tired. You're such a lefty. Oh, hello, Fred. Nice to see you. Oh, you've seen him somewhere before? You're talking about the patchwork flowers? Yeah, I've seen them other places too. Like, I think you can like buy, like, shabby chic stuff has patchwork in it, right? Patchwork stuff, patchwork pumpkins at Halloween to match your patchwork scarecrow. All right, so now the big question for me is, what am I going to do with those inside lines? And honestly, what I should have done is just followed the lines of the pages that are on here because they're already there. In fact, I think I'm going to just do that. So I'm going to ignore a bunch of the lines that I put on, and I'll erase them later. But instead of that, I'm just going to take, like right there, where two pages join up with each other and it runs into this line we just got finished with. I'm going to follow that right across like so. And I guess I'll do that with all of the lines. Inside though, I'm doing it only inside the frame. Like that. And then like this. So when I first was drawing these lines inside, what I didn't think about is when you add the two sides to this and then outline, put the auras around it, it widens the line into both areas anyway. So I don't need to inset the center line. If that makes any sense. I'm not entirely sure that made sense, but I think you know what I mean. Okay. All right, so on these lines that I just made, I'm going to do the exact same thing. But in case you're someone who is not doing the breaking it up on the inside of your frame, I'm going to show you what's next. So I wanted to do an inside flower that's super simple and directionless. So I chose, I might try this color ink. I don't know how this is going to work. I might try more than one color ink, but I'm choosing to, oh yeah, I'm going to use this one. Maybe instead, maybe also, hold on a second. Let's do a little swatch test. I am over on the side doing a little swatch test. Yeah, I'm actually going to use both of these now that I'm trying it. Anyhow, I'm going to do one of our favorite little flowers, and because I needed it easy and directionless. So if you're not doing the inside breaking up, go ahead and do any flower you like. But if you don't really know what you want to do, here's what I'm doing. I'm doing this guy, the one where we do petals that cross over each other, and turn it and do it in this direction, and then do it X ways. Like so, and like so. And then, if you remember, we put little dots on the end of this one. So a couple of reasons I chose this. I did mention already that I wanted something really easy and directionless, which this is. Oh goodness, and you can hardly even see that. That's the metallicness of the pen. It reflects. I'm going to do that again and hopefully you can see it better. I'll try to pay more attention. All right, got to pull out a little bit. The pen won't fit. So let's try the other color. Well, hello, Amy. All right, let's try that again. So anyhow, the reason I chose this flower, oh yeah, that's going to show up better, is because of the reasons I mentioned, right? Easy and directionless. Also, you can just go ahead and do it while I continue my borders for breaking up the page. Also, I did one earlier today, a test of this concept, and I did flowers that were way too big for a 12 by 12. And what happened when I cut my masterboard up into its various pieces is I didn't really end up with very nice designs on any of them. Not that they were bad, they were just, you know, just little tiny sections of giant flowers. So I didn't really care for that. But then I thought, well, if I'm going to sit and do smaller flowers on a giant 12 by 12, it'll take me forever. But if I pick something that's easy, quick, and directionless, I should get done in a reasonable amount of time. That's the idea anyway. Let's try that one more time. I'll do it over here in a super blank spot. Just start with a little dot for your center. That part is not even necessary as long as you know where your pen is going to sit when you start. You're going to make a seed, right? The only difference in this seed is that you go past the top. You let that top bit cross. And then you're going to do another seed, but let this end cross. And then put dots on the ends. Then turn your paper, not your hand, and do it again. And the bottom one. And then turn it so you're at, this would be 7:30 and 2:30 on your clock, and cross your seed in that direction and in the down direction. And the last one. Like that. You can go as simple or ridiculous with this as you want. So you could only do up, down, and side to side. So only 4. You could do the 8 like I'm doing, but you can even continue this some more. If you pay attention to what you're doing, you can go between each of these too. Whoops. Apparently I did not pay attention because I'm not crossing my lines properly. I just find that the more you do this, the more complicated it gets. And I lose track of where did I put my petals and where did I not put my petals. And sometimes I do these little ones like I'm doing them shorter right now. Sometimes I do them so they're longer and they stick way out. But it makes a lovely, intricate flower. I just don't like to sit and think about it so much. So I rarely do that. Okay. So go ahead and fill your border in if you're ready to do that. Or finish your border the exact same way we did the outside border. Oh, wrong marker. Wrong marker. Starting with the bumps. Okay, that one's going to turn out really weird because it's on a curve, but that's all right. It'll challenge me a little bit. That one goes around. Oh, okay, well, this one's going to be on a curve too. I mean, what else do you expect when your line is so little? That line is tiny. Whoops, that one's too big. Turned out that one that I didn't like because it was so big, it's not the worst thing in the world. I'm still not thrilled with it, but whatever. I think I'll just go with this little hill that's already here. And this kind of one that's already here. And I kind of got one here already. I'll just make it bigger and longer, I guess. Not entirely sure what I'm saying at this point. Okay. If there is anyone following along tonight who did not catch something that I did or would like me to see me do the flowers again or the borders again or any part of this, just say so. I have no problem repeating the pattern. I did not follow my own advice. I didn't turn the paper instead of my hands. And look what I did. I ended up with this giant mountain. I am not happy with my own behavior. That's not too bad, though. Not too shabby, really. And not too terribly much either. So let me go ahead and change to the green, if I can remember which green I used, because I put it away, silly girl. I think it was this one, because this one's my favorite. And now I think it wasn't this one. Or maybe I'm just missing a green pen. Apparently I'm missing a green pen, people. Okay, so again with the dots. I'm going to be as random as my brain will allow me to be. I am not. Oh, shoot. I don't, that one's wandering. Apparently, okay, I'll do another cluster because that'll make that one make sense. But wow. Just random out there. I think I can make dots without turning my page. But I will definitely go back to turning my page instead of my hand as soon as I want to do the swoops, because the swoops will not work unless I'm at the right angle. I just get them all wonky. There is glue there. Okay, where else? Put one right there, and there, and there, and there. I think I'll quit. Okay, I'm going to do some swoops. Let's see. Oops, there it is. I am making mountains out of molehills. Excuse me, that is no mountain. I may be exaggerating a bit. And I was off camera. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, well, I mean, lucky we can afford anything if we buy eggs. My son, he was so funny. The other day he wanted an egg for breakfast, and he thought maybe he shouldn't eat any because he knows his dad likes eggs for his breakfast on the weekends. And he thought they were too expensive and he shouldn't eat any. That was cute. I told him no, he's allowed to have an egg or two. Just don't go crazy. They follow her? That's funny. Too cute, I'm telling you. Chickens would be the way to go. Get your own chickens, right? My cousin offered to give me some chicken. But I don't wanna. It's a good thought, but I have a feeling I couldn't keep up with them anyway. And I would just feel guilty not taking care of my chickens. And I have many cats, and they like to go outside. And they like eggs. they also like chicken. You know, there's that. Revan would probably be extremely happy if I bought some chickens. Revan is my oldest cat, and he's kind of a chunky boy. That is no slight on his character or cathood, I guess. I don't know what word you'd use. But he is not as agile as his little brother. So what he does is he lets Malik catch things outside. And then after Malik catches them and before they are kaput, Revan plays with them for a little while. And then, it's the critter's demise. But they tag team the critters outside. Can you imagine the chickens in the yard and the noise and the feathers? If Revan and Malik got in there and, I don't want to make fun of the demise of chickens, but it would be entertaining, that's for sure. There's no denying that. I don't know what it is, because when I tell this story, it's never as funny to other people as it was when I saw it. But I want to tell you, one of the funniest things I ever saw in my whole life, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Leslie might have been with me. Either that or she's already heard this story, one of the two. But one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my whole life was a car going down the highway with its trunk tied shut, so not quite all the way shut, and it was full of cages of chickens. And there were feathers flying everywhere as this car went down the highway. And I just could not stop giggling. This car full of chickens going down the highway. You have a competition times 10. What does that mean? I want to know. What are we talking about? Your husband is their rooster. Oh, you have competition? Oh, that's too funny. I love that. All right, I'm going to find my smaller pen and do the auras on both sides of all of these. And then I think I'm ready to make more flower bits. The car in question with the trunk full of chickens was going, I have no idea where the people were actually going, right? But they were going in the general direction of from farm territory into city territory. So they certainly could have been going to, a show or a state fair or a trade or some such thing. It didn't really matter to me at the time. I just could not get over the hilariousness of feathers everywhere on the highway. Actually, now when I think about it, I guess it's really not all that funny because I bet those poor chickens were terrified. Oh, they could have been lulled to sleep, though, couldn't they? Obviously, some of them were feeling the wind. Yeah, still makes me giggle. Oh, so much fluttering. So much feathers fluttering. That's weird. Actually, you know what? Feathers must just amuse me, because another one of my very funniest things ever in my whole life has to do with feathers too. It has to do with my sons, though. When they were really little, they would have been like 2 and 5, because my middle kid was still in a crib. But they were at nap time, and I heard terrible amounts of giggling in the bedroom. My sons shared a bedroom, and I heard so much giggling. And I knew it was, almost time to get up, whatever. It's the end of nap time, fine. But what in the world were they giggling about? It was, I don't know, babies giggle, and a 2-year-old is still a baby. 5 isn't so far off, right? Anyways, it was adorable, but I couldn't figure it out. So I went to their room, and I'm going to get them up and figure out what in the world is so funny. What in the world are they getting into? And I went and opened the door, and I turned the handle and pushed the door, right? And as soon as I pushed it, there was whoosh, and a billion feathers flew up in the air. And as I opened the door further, I find that they had a pillow fight when they woke up. And at least one feather pillow broke open. And the one in the crib was buried in feathers. And the entire room was full of floating feathers everywhere. Seriously, one of the funniest things I ever saw. Kind of a bear to clean up, but totally worth it. Totally worth it. My very young children didn't hide their shenanigans very well. Another time they got into a big boat of trouble was when they got into the baking supplies in the middle of the night. My husband and I were sleeping, and we slept through the whole thing, but we got up to a terrible mess. Of course, we only had the 3 kids, and their sister was too little to have gotten in a mess at that point. But the boys were not very bright at that age, and they also got into the Polaroid camera and took pictures of the clock, so we knew what time it was when they got into trouble. I thought that was pretty funny too. All right, what do we got going on here? There is my master board and a bunch of the doodling, and I'm sad that you can't see that purple pen better than you can. So I'm going to do a few of those quick. Just because I started with it, so for continuity's sake, I need to do more. But I don't like the fact that I'm live trying to do a show, and I'm sitting here doing something that you can't actually see. That's kind of problematic. Gonna do a really little one. See if I can do one without turning the paper. Ooh, living on the edge. That is some dangerous doodling. Don't turn your paper. It didn't work anyway. I really kind of messed up that one, but see, it's all wonky. It's okay though. Some flowers be like that. they be wonky. So let me do 2 more purple ones, and then we'll get to a actually visible color. Hey, where do I want the last one? I think the last purple one has to kind of go right here. I'm not sure, but I don't think it's going to show up any better than the other ones. It might even be worse because it's on a really dark background. It's kind of weird because it's not a pale purple, right? It's actually pretty dark, but it's just got this metallic, silvery metallic sheen on it. So that's why it's not showing up. It just reflects. Okay. All right, now I'll get that other color out and see what in the world's going on better. Your husband was 1, brother and infant. There's 364 days apart. Okay. Your husband powdered the baby. Yeah. Oh, that sounds just like the feathers. That sounds just like the feathers. That's amazing. I love that. I kind of got a kick out of my kids way too much, though. I very often got accused of not disciplining my children when I should have. I don't know. We were just having fun. Might have had a little too much fun. I may have neglected a few motherly duties along the way. You know, it's true. I'm gonna erase some of these yucky lines just so I can see better my design without my yucky lines. Where we lived when my kids were little was kind of a forgotten little corner because it was a suburb and it was close to the cities and it was not a small suburb, so it wasn't exactly farm country, but it was this little forgotten corner, very undeveloped, and they got to play in the woods, and we had a yard that was almost an acre, and it was surrounded by yards that were all an acre or more, and there was lots of woodland in between, and there was a big field off in one direction that was a great many acres, and it meant that they were very, very free children. They kind of run amok and did not know how to behave in polite society. And I'm still pretty happy with that. I'm okay with that. I don't know that I did them any favors. Well, you know, there might have been some lessons I missed. Oops. But we sure had fun. My daughter especially loved to come home with her pockets full of critters. toads were an especially favorite. But snakes and worms and lots of toads. I loved when she came home with a pocket full of toads. Ah, should have heard her giggle when the lawns were being cut because the toads would run from the lawnmowers, of course. So if there was a nest, the baby toads would just jump everywhere. It was like little gray fireworks. There were so many. And she would just go grab toads by the handful. I'm learning something about these liquid ink pens. So I like them. They're a little finicky. The roller balls are not great, so they might be better in a better brand. This is definitely an off brand, but they do let out a lot of ink. So like the center point right here, it catches the pen and starts to rip up the paper. So if you ever get, or if you have and don't know this already, these liquid ink pens, you have to be a little careful with them, just so you know. They do a little bit of damage. I'm going to try another dramatic one. So I think I'll try much longer petals for this one. Okay, put the dots on, and I think I'm going to try the in-between petals too. Going out on a limb again. But I think I'm going to do little short ones. I'm going to fill in with little short petals. Like so. All right. This is actually a good way to see where you've already done it and where you haven't. If you make them different length enough. I should do another one, only have the main set of petals. I guess it wouldn't make any difference, would it? I was going to say have the main set of petals be the short ones and then do the extras long, but it would be the same. I don't know what I'm thinking there. Okay, what else do we need? I think I'm going to do a little tiny one right here. I'll see how little I can make one. Oh my. I don't think I've ever drawn one this tiny before. That's cute. Oh, you can hardly even see it. Look, there it is. Well, hello, Maxine. How are you this evening? I don't think I'll ever have grandkids. I don't think my oldest son will have children. He might, I mean, unless he gets in a relationship where there's kids, right? That would be good. My daughter never wanted children, and I don't think that that's changed any, although I don't really ask her, but there are no children there. And then my middle kiddo My son in the middle, his wife, there may be reasons she can't have children, and they decided that they would not adopt, that instead they would become world travelers if it turned out that they couldn't. So it is quite likely that I will not see grandchildren. Although if I do, that will be fun. And they will know full well that if I spend time with their children, they will expect them to come home and not behave very well for a while. Grandma let us do it. Hey, Mama, look what Grandma showed us. Yep, that'll be me. Okay. All right, I don't know if I need more flowers or not, but I'm going to switch gears a little bit and go to adding some leaves. And I'm not sure how I want to do this because I don't know how to attach leaves to this particular flower. It's a little bit awkward. But I'm going to pull out a different green to make it stand out a little. Ow. Okay. And I want to draw some bits that come in between the flowers. So maybe I just continue the viney part. Maybe I'll do that. I'll do them bigger, right? Maybe I'll do this. Apparently I will do this because I did. There it is. And make the bottom wider. Because I like how it feels super attached if you do that. And then for a leaf bit, here's what I want to do. I just saw this today and I liked it a bunch. So it's really just a basic leaf shape, right? And then I'm sure you guys have seen this too, but you just split it in half like a leaf normally would be. And I'm going to do a pair. So I'll do one off this direction, right? And also split it like a leaf would be. And then one side is lined like, a hint of leaf veins. And the other side is colored in. And I think I'm not going to sit and do all the coloring in because I have a liner pen that I'm coloring with. And that takes a stupid amount of time. And, here's something else I just realized. I shouldn't do this anyway because I'm doing this with with one of the liquid ink pens. And it's going to rip my paper apart. So I'll finish this one I started. And then I have a different idea. Okay, see, I'll do that. That'll look pretty cool in a few places, right? Yeah, I like it. I am happy to be on TV, Maxine. I am quite happy to be on TV. Now I'm a rock star. Woohoo! All right, so now where do I do another one, though? And how do I make myself make it different than the others? Apparently I don't, because this is exactly the same as the others. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do a little different. I will do I'll do this leapy off part with the pen, and I'll draw the outline of the leaves. with the pen. And you know what else? I don't think, I know because I'm doing it. I really have to stop saying I think. I'm trying to get myself to stop saying I think when I'm obviously already doing the thing. Anywho, I'll do the line bits, right? But what I want to do then is come over to my markers and I'll pick an appropriate green. That one's very yellow. That one's very olive. Watch, this one's going to be very dark. Oh, that's the closest though. Okay, we'll use this one. And I'll just use my Crayola marker to fill in the filled in part. It's a little too fat to get the proper point on my leaf, but it'll do. There, like that. That's pretty good, right? Yeah. Now to make it kind of samey same, I'll just add a little bit of this color to the first leaf too. Okay. All right, let's find some places to do some more of those. Except, where did I put the green pen? Did you get, oh, never mind. I was going to say, did you guys see where I put my green pen? All right, let's do one right here. Come around this pink flower. Hook it to the border thingy jobber. There must be glue right there because the color is not going on the page. Like so. There we go. Oh, why are you leaving early, lady? Good night, Leslie. See you next time. All right, I think I need to darken that line a little bit. Let's put a little weight on this line right here. And this line right here. And that should be good. All right, let's try a hanging down one right here. I was very rude and will have to call Leslie later because I forgot that she is not feeling well. And I didn't even ask when I was talking to her earlier if she is getting better. That was very rude of me. I mean, I'm sure it's because I was also not doing very well. I only vaguely remember the weekend, really. But I hope she's feeling better. Leslie, if you're still here, are you feeling better? I forgot about that. Old lady. Okay. 2 more leaves. 2 more leaves. How are you guys doing? Are you guys, should I move on to the next masterboard? Are we bored with this one? Or are we having fun chatting about chickens and children? Chickens and children. 2 of the funniest things I know. I do have another masterboard. We could completely start over with another masterboard, or I could keep doing this one until it's finished and then chop it up into pieces, and we could see what we end up with for tags and cards and all the things once it's done, which might be kind of fun. Your guineas, wait. Your guineas? Does that mean your chicken? Or is that a kind of chicken? Or do you have guinea pigs? I mean, guinea hens, right? I always wanted a guinea pig. I just love their hair. They look like they don't have a concern in the world, don't they? I love how they always look like they just woke up. I always wanted a porcupine too. Kind of for the same reason. They look like a giant guinea pig. I always wanted a skunk too. Gosh, I wanted all the little furry critters. I wish you could have them all as pets. Porcupines are like the sweetest thing ever. They're just the nicest little critters, but they're very emotional. Porcupines. Would you like me to zoom in a little? Because I got really tiny there. I got super tiny there. Oops. Okay, we need some leaves on this one. I was going to make a double one right here. So if I jump off this curly Q and create another one right there, and then fatten it right there. So they're nice and attached. I'll put one bigger leaf down here. Whoops, ran right into my other stuff. And a smaller leaf right there. Maybe like that. Well, not maybe. I mean, there it is. But no promises how it's going to look. Let's find out here. Whoops. Okay, I think I fixed it. I really kind of fell off the line up there, but it looks like I pulled it off. I think this needs a third leaf, and so I'm going to do a really little one right here. See if I can get a tiny stripe of green Crayola marker right there. I did. Good job. Way to go. All right, I can see a few more places. I can see a few more places that I should do some more, but I kind of want to cut it up and see what I'm going to get for tags and cards and stuff. Yikes. Well, hello, Adria. Gertrude and Heathcliff. Oh. Oh, Adria. I was wondering. 2 cats and a snake are plenty. I just have the 4 cats. I used to have some fish, but I don't have them anymore. I might get some frogs. There are frogs called Starry Night frogs, and I love Van Gogh, so I might want some Starry Night frogs. I think I'll do an extra curly one right here, right in this big kind of blank space. And then I'll call it good and pull out the chopper. And we'll chop this up. Did anybody see if Leslie answered? Was she already gone by the time I remembered that she's been sick, or did she say if she's getting better or not? I suppose I can scroll back up later and check it out. Adria, I will be very happy to test out your stuff and show it off whenever it appears. So don't you worry your pretty little head about the when. The when doesn't matter. It's whenever it works for you will work out. Okay. I'm not going to do any more. I'm going to leave it just, I don't know. Okay, I lied. I lied right. Did you see that? I didn't even get the words out and I was already changing my mind. I've decided to put a little leaf cluster right here in the middle of the page. And I'll just put a curly Q on it. I mean, I don't know what this is. This is like a whole new element I just decided to add to the page. I don't recommend doing that just all willy-nilly. Darcy might be proud of me, though. She knows willy-nilly is not really my strong point. Some of you others might know that by now, too. I'm a little ridiculous about even and balanced and in the right direction. And now look at this. I put a leaf right in the middle of my paper for no reason. Willy-nilly. It happened right there. You saw it. Now I need another willy-nilly because now it's uneven, and I'm going to put one right here. And then I swear I'm going to follow through with the chopping up. It is a little challenging to be delicate with Crayola markers. I'm not kidding. Might not be the best plan. Making my eyes go a little buggy. Trying to get a fat marker to go tiny places. All right. Okay. Okay. Now I'm just doing random elements again. Apparently willy-nilly is a problem. Once you start, you can't stop. All right, close the markers. I'm getting out the board. Oh, she was gone. All right, I'll just call her later. I will call her later. Okay. First things first, I'm going to flip this upside down so I can't see what I'm doing. And then I am going to first do vertical cuts because I'm trying to figure out a way to do this blind, but still remember where the top is. So I want a 5-inch section, and then I want, I think, like a 3.5 inch section. Because then 3.5 would be maybe 2, but at least 1 wide extra large tag, and then maybe another large tag or a pocket. And then it's 3.5. Then let's do a 1.5 and a 2. So I'll just do all of the vertical cuts first. That way I remember where the top is. And then the 5-inch wide piece, one of the pieces has to be 7 inches tall. So I have my 5x7. And then I'll forget where the top is, so I better turn it. Because now it's a 5x5 square. Wait a minute. There's a good reason to have a 5x5 square. I can't remember what it is. Oh, hello, Christy. It's a poem. Willy-nilly, stop to play. It sounds like Mother Goose. This is the scary part. This is why I do it blind, because I would sit and overthink cutting forever and ever. There's okay, I'm not going to stress about the 5x5. If I do a 5x2.5, no, I'm going to do a 5x2 3/4. That's a nice small tag size. And then that leaves a 5x2 1/4. Which, I mean, could also be a decent tag size. Maybe I'll leave that. That didn't give me a decent pocket, though. So let's take the next bigger one. And this is the one where you can get a decent large tag out of. How wide did I make this? 3.5. So about 7 inches high would be some nice tag dimensions. And then it's a pretty narrow pocket, but I just made some tall tags, or some small tags that could fit in little pockets. So let's do a 1 3/4 pocket. Why, sure, why not? And then we have this. That could be 2 more pockets. I'm going to cut it in half. What is it? What do we got here? Like 3 1/8. I might have been a little wonky with some of my cutting. I don't remember doing an 1/8 inch anything. All right, there's 2 more. Now we definitely have belly band material and bookmark material here. So I think I'm going to do a full 8-inch belly band, because then it could go up the whole page. And then we got this, which should be 4 inches, but it's an 1/8 inch short. Well, that's where my 1/8 inch went. But if I cut this right in half, 2 minus a 16th, I can have my covers for a mini book, because I love making tiny books. I might have to even that up. And then we can have a bookmark. Let's make the bookmark 6 inch. No, let's make the, I will make a page tuck at 7 inches and a bookmark at 5, or vice versa. Okay. None of those pieces have to necessarily stay when I just assigned them, but thinking about what they might be at least gives me some kind of guideline for what sizes to cut, right? So let's see what we got. Ready? Ta-da! There is my 5x7. I generally turn these into ATCs. So it would make 4 ATCs just like that. This is a fabulous background for that. I don't mind that one at all. It's just lovely. Then we have this one. Oh, that is the right direction. I don't know what this one will be, but probably a small tag, so the corners will get cut off the top. And it's got lots of room for a sentiment or a focal point, or even, I like this whole strip at the bottom. I could turn that into another pocket. Oh, you know what I could do? I could even fold it to the back and put a pocket on the back of the tag, like so, right? Yeah. So we got our tag with a pocket on the back. And then I don't remember what that one is. That one's very unexciting, but still great background stuff, right? Let's see. This one is the giant tag. That is gorgeous for a background for a giant tag. I hope this big flower doesn't get lost. Hello, Teresa. How are you? I do not remember what this little one is. That must be one of the pockets. That's actually a pretty fabulous pocket. That must be a pocket as well, because I cut a whole series of them. That one's really boring. It could end up really nice though. Either that could, since it's directionless, I could totally turn that over and have that be a border at the top or the bottom. And then there's this one, which is looking pretty lovely. This one, if it had, if this one just had some rounded corners maybe, and some finished edges, and then maybe even just a sentiment, this would look lovely. I like that one a lot. Then we have the extra long belly band. Definitely looking ready for some focal point business going up. I'm thinking ferns or mossy stuff. Oh, here's my little tiny book. Wait, it's a little wonky. I'm going to chop this off right now because I will not be having a wonky mini book. If I wanted to put something else on the cover, I could use this side. If I wanted to put very little or nothing on the cover, I could use this side and maybe just draw an extra leaf on it. Then we had either a bookmark or a page edge, or a bookmark and a tuck spot. Both of those are in need of a little extra something, but they're also both kind of cool. This one's actually kind of perfect for another, for a focal point. You know, something to just go up this little bare section. All right, and this one is nothing but potential. Nothing but potential there, because there's not much there. All right. I love a masterboard, Teresa. They're just lovely. I have an extra large belly band too. You know, it happens. It happens to the best of us. What are you gonna do? I actually want to try taking these a little further if I can reach my Versifying Clear in Rainforest. I kind of got a thing for foresty bits. Let's take the extra large tag and see what happens if we carry this a little further. Cut the tag bits off. Cut the tag bits off the top anyway. And then, where's my extra fat rounder? I love this thing. Oh, it's still my favorite toy. Let's do roundy bottoms. I got one of those too. Extra long belly band and, you know, roundy bottom. Roundy all the things. And then let's try getting some ink around the edge. Just to kind of mock up where this thing would be headed. If it were headed into a journal already. I know this is really moving away from the doodle department. I apologize. but I kind of want to just keep following this journey a little bit. In fact, I think I want to follow it even a little more than this because, wait. That's exactly right, Teresa. That is what we did today. We're doing masterboards this month in the group. And then today is doodle day, so I doodled on a masterboard. And then it's still just meant to be background, right? So let's see what happens if we find a flower, or we could find a dragonfly. That was easy. We could put a dragonfly right there. Let's see. I was going to say I don't know where the flower department is, but it's the next one down. So what if we did this kind of flower? Nope, that's not going to show up. That's what would happen. What if we did, yikes. Okay, this one's probably a little much. But what if we did just a piece of this? Oh, good grief. This is quite unruly, this thing. It is quite unruly. It's a bit much. It's a bit much. Let's try something different. Let's try, how about if we try a daisy? Not enough? Not enough. Let's try something in between a daisy and unruly. Well, okay, this is probably not right, but we could try mushrooms. I think I've gone off the deep end a little bit with the mushrooms. All right, let's try the Pussy Willow one because it wanted to come out no matter what. That's way too much too. It covers up the background too much. And I really like the snowflakey kind of flower that is in the background. I could just put it like that though and chop it off. Put the other half on another card, another tag. Like so, just to get some of the purple on there. Then what did I do with the dragonfly? All right, well, there's some good ideas. Let me put the dragonfly away. We could put a zebra on there. Aw, that'd be cute. That's the cutest little zebra ever. Oh, wait, maybe this one's cuter. We could put a different zebra on there. Oh, that's actually super cute. Super cute. We could put a kitty. All right. Anywho, let's see what else we got in the boxes. What else have we got in here? Let's see what we got. Dragonflies and willows are usually in different seasons. Oh, that's true. Maybe a little torn piece of book page under one of the focal points. Yep, absolutely. Christy is crying with laughter right now. Why is she laughing? Why is she laughing? Silly girl. I'm glad she's laughing. I mean, there's a big butterfly. That's just, no. Just no. How about a fantasy butterfly? That's more my cup of tea. But no. No. You know what? I don't want a butterfly. What season are butterflies? Are they pussy willow season? I don't really know. Oh, wait a minute. What if we put a mad gnome? He's too big, isn't he? Can I make that work? I might be able to make that work. The mad scientist gnome? I don't know. If I put a bunch of sparkles in these flowers and made it look like his experiment was exploding all over the tag, that would be fun, right? Oh, that's an idea. I got me an idea. Candle. Wrong aesthetic. Wrong. Okay. Whoops. I could make it look like you were looking out a window. That's really dumb. That doesn't work at all. Dragonflies are summer. When are butterflies? Oh. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad that made Christy laugh. It's making me laugh too, although I don't usually laugh at my own roundy bottom. But I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I mean, laughing is the best you can do sometimes, right? What if we add to the color? I mean, that adds to the color. That's totally wrong aesthetic. Totally wrong. Okay, that's just my opinion. Remember, this is my opinion, guys. If you see something you love and I throw it off and say that's ugly, don't you ever worry about it. You do it anyway. Because I am ridiculously picky about some things and have no reasoning behind anything I claim. Other than because I like that way, you know. How about just a little dragonfly button? What if we put a sentiment on a label with a little dragonfly button? And then, like Teresa said, maybe some book page behind that. And then the top would have an eyelet and a ribbon that matches. Maybe that's all it needs. There's no reason in the world that wouldn't work. And let's look at the last bin since we've gone this far. How about if we do some fantasy gears? Because steampunk is what I think of when I look at this. How about some realistic gears to make it even more steampunky? Not at all. Oh, yeah. Oh, how about a fake ribbon? Hey, what was that? Where did it go? Oh, look. I dropped. Oh, wait a minute. I dropped a little tiny Mr. Pointy Finger. He's pointing at the fake ribbon saying, no, that's stupid. Don't put a fake ribbon. Not even 2 fake ribbons. There's a bigger Mr. Pointy Finger. All right. I guess that's enough testing. I think that's enough. You could put a film strip on it. A taped together film strip at that. I don't know if my microphone is picking it up, but if you're hearing very strange noises, my stomach has just started growling terribly, and it just made this really strange noise, like I'm not sure what it's trying to say to me. Like, quit teasing me. Not my fault I'm round. It's your fault I'm round. I don't know. That's what I think it's saying anyway. All right, let's see if we got any comments over there. What are you guys up to? The foliage off the side. Yep. Buttons down the fake ribbon. Oh, all right, let's try that since I'm at least in this department. Well, except, wait, we have one more layer. Do we have buttons? Oh, we don't have buttons. I do have a button department. It's not, apparently not in this. Did we have any buttons in here? I mean, we have some stand-in bits that can look like buttons. How about smaller buttons, though? Button. Tiny button. Those are too big. How about small flower buttons? Or colorless buttons? Well, what the heck? We're just apparently circles. I apparently have a multitude of circles. I'm not sure why. That's an interesting aesthetic, though, isn't it? I actually kind of like it. Thanks for the idea. Ooh, how about a blueberry button? I have a blueberry button. And just a plain purple button. Okay, these aren't my buttons. I actually have buttons, but I don't know where they are. So this is the closest I have right now. Let's do a blueberry, a flower, and a dragonfly. There we go. I kind of like that. I'm going to have to remember that when I go to use this fake ribbon. I will have to remember. Adding some bits down the fake ribbon makes it better. All right, last try. Let's try some of this foliage and see if this is any better or if the other one was better. And Teresa said she liked it going down the side. I think you meant when it was like off the side over here, right? And it kind of went into the design. I mean, I think that's what you meant. How about some fantasy flowers? I mean, leaves. Have to chop them off right there. Maybe. It's a bit much if you ask me. That's why I've never used these. I love them and I cut them out and I've never used them because I just think they're a bit much. They're kind of in your face. That's kind of too plain and legit. Wow. It's making even weirder noises. This is way too autumn. Wrong time of year. Just in general. This is awfully pretty. And it matches. You know what? Wait. I said this was the last thing I'm going to try because I think I might be boring you people half to death at this point. Wait. This box. Look what they are. One of you might recognize this. One of you might recognize this. Oh, look. That's too big, isn't it? He's too big. Oh, my goodness. Wrong aesthetic. Oh, but look at that. Whoa. Ooh. Ah. How about, yeah, too big. How about some leaves in a cluster, you said? Leaves in a cluster might work. What if we did that and that? And then, let's see if I have, ooh, a little one? Didn't know I had one that little. Okay, that means that one doesn't work. That doesn't work now either. Okay, hang on. I'll get there. I will. I swear. How about, they don't really match though. They don't really go with this. Okay, wait. Look at that one. Oh. Can you tell I keep this particular set of stuff precious in its own box? And I've never used any of them yet. I may be hoarding these leaves. I may be hoarding them. Okay, wait, that actually goes color-wise, and I like the graphic bit behind the, foliage bit. So could we do that and this and maybe a flower? Maybe not this particular flower. I got an idea. What if I pull out some wax and see if I can? Oh my gosh. Have you guys ever seen me try to be delicate with this stuff? This might be hilarious. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't do careful very well. But what if I just try to get the, bumpy parts? No, that's not gonna work. Okay, let me try a different one. Let's try this one. Ooh. Okay. Oh, this one's working. Okay. Okay, see, I told you I don't do careful very well. I kind of botched it, but it's still kind of working. So I'm just going to keep going a little bit. I don't even know if this will work, but I still want to see it. Okay, like that. What if we did that? Oh, you can't see that very well either. I just put metallic on top of metallic that you can't see. So here, let me just see. I put this metallic amethyst gilding wax on there to bring out the details in the little paper flower. I could do the same thing with the leaves actually, because I have one called Glimmer Moss. Just go ridiculous metallic. Why not? Oh, green's better. Green is better. Oh, good Lord. Now I'm ending up with green and purple again. Seriously, will I ever branch out? Maybe not. Maybe everything I ever create will end up green and purple in the end. Okay, wait. What if we shift it completely? Like that? Okay, I don't know if I like it for this tag, but I sure like it in general. I kind of like that. Okay, I'm all a mess. Ugh. Oh, good night, Carmen. Sorry. I didn't see you, but see you later. Come back again. All right. I guess we should just be done for the night anyway. It is past quitting time, and I kept you guys long enough. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. And we went on quite a journey. We started with Masterboard, we did all our doodling, and we went right into creating tags and such. And how do you embellish? So actually, yeah, we did quite a bit today, really. I don't really know how to get all of this wax off of me. But you know, if I'm not 50 colors by the end of the day, then I didn't have a good day. All right. Good night, everybody. See you next time. Like and subscribe if you didn't, and all that. And what else? And see us on Tuesday for our sale night. Tons of new stuff. What else? Anything? Oh, TTFN.